So the first thing you want to do is to download your syllabus so that it is actually on the Moodle homepage for your course in this basic block, which is the first week of assignments and various resources that I want students to look at. What you want to start with is you want to turn your editing on, and frankly anything you want to add to your Moodle course relies on the turn editing on. And you can see down here we now have the option to add a resource, when that's obviously what your syllabus is. It's a resource you expect your students to look at. You click on that drop down menu and you've got link to file or website, and that's what we have. It's going to be like attaching any file to an email. So we're going to link to a file or a website, and we're going to want to type in a name, which in this case I've already got it there, so I'm just going to put in syllabus and perhaps some very simple descriptor, course schedule. Then you'll scroll down and you'll choose to upload a file. And I've got a bunch already in there, but I don't have my Education 599 yet, so I'm going to choose again, upload a file. And here's, like I said, where you're used to hopefully doing attachments. You're going to be able to browse through all the various elements that you have. And I'm going to go back to a thumb drive where I have my Moodle things. There's my Education 599 syllabus. I will link on it and I will upload this file. You'll see it's now shown up as one of your resources, but I haven't chosen it yet, so it's not going to show up on that main page until I hit choose. I've done that, and then I'm done. Save and return to course. And see, it's now shown up at the bottom of all those resources the students need to look at right away. And if I double click on it and open and wait a couple of seconds, there it is. The whole syllabus is there for students, so the next time they ask you, I don't know what I have to do on this day, I didn't know that was part of the course, you can say go to your syllabus. It's posted at the main page of my class on Moodle. And it's as simple as that. All right, you're going to want to have resources on your Moodle page. Frankly, anything that you might eventually give as a handout, you might as well have on your Moodle page. Links that you might want to have to particular articles or weekly readings that you want your students to do. Put them all in the resources, and you can do this very easily so that the rest of the semester you don't have to be spending your time finding handouts, getting handouts, reminding students of the websites they're supposed to look at. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to, let's say you have a resource that you want to add. In my case, I'm going to add it to week 2 here, where my course is going to talk about college policy making, and I have a summary of a book I want them to look at. So I'm going to go to turn editing on, and I'm going to go to that second week where I have add a resource. So don't put on the first week, let's put on that second week. You can put on the first week, but in my case it's the second week that's relevant. And as you did with your syllabi, it's going to be basic link to a file or a website. And again, you're just going to give it a very simple name, which in this case will be Zemsky. That's the name of the author. A brief descriptor, summary of challenges in higher education. Whoops. And again, as you do with any attachment, you're going to choose to upload a file. And we're going to upload it here. We're going to browse through our various documents to find it. I actually have it here in a Moodle file. It was on my flash drive, so I've already skipped to that step. Hopefully you would know how to get to there. I'm going to double click on Zemsky. I'm going to upload this file. And again, here he has shown up as a resource in my general resources, but I've not chosen where to put it. So I'm going to hit choose here. And since I was doing this on that second week, it's going to show up in my number 2 box. So it doesn't show up on my main first, but there it is on my second one. You and the students can click on it. And there's the summary of the book. And if you have certain questions you want them to answer, you can have that related. I don't have that on here, but I could have easily added it. But again, they can't lose it. They never have to ask for another copy, and it's there. And frankly, if you're going to teach the class again and again, which many of us do, you have it basically saved for, frankly, almost ever. So let's say that you want to ask your students to look at a website, go to a specific link. You can also do that here under the Add a Resource. And at this point, it might be intuitive in terms of what you're going to do here, but I want to let you know anyway. So again, you're going to link to a website as opposed to a file. So what's happened is you've been brought back to the same spot you were before when you downloaded your Zemsky article, but now you're going to list the name of the website. In this case, Chronicle of Higher Education. I've typed it before, so that's why it already populates it. Down here, I'm going to put a very simple note, read weekly. And then down here, you can see is a place for the HTTP address. And so I'm going to type in chronicle.com. Again, I've done it before, so it's going to populate it for me. And this is the thing, is you don't want to choose or upload a file because it's not a file. It's just simply going to link this to where you had it for which week, so save and return to course. And you'll see that in week 2. I actually had it there twice, so I apologize, but this the second one is what I just loaded. So they can click on it, and it goes to the home page, and then whatever you ask them to do, they can now do. Very simple. So load your resources as soon as you want, beginning of the semester or prior to each week, and the students can have what they need. Now, one of the great values of using Moodle is for working with attendance and grades, a place to kind of keep a permanent record, an ongoing record that again can help both students and you. So we're going to talk about attendance next. And you're going to want to do your usual turn editing on. I'm always going to assume this is the first time you've come back to the page to do something. And attendance is going to be an activity as opposed to a resource. And again, you're going to want to do it in the box that's appropriate. In this case, your opening home box, your first week box is where attendance is going to be. So you have to put it in every one, just do it the once. So you'll see attendance is one of your options. You'll go to it. It basically already has an attendance label. You can determine a grade. We'll just keep it as 100 as basic. At this point, it's just save and return to course. Now, all you've done so far here is just to basically establish it there. And if you've noticed, it's also shown up here in activities where it wasn't before. But for your purposes, you're going to be able to work right from here. So you're going to click on attendance, and you're going to have nothing there yet, which is fine. You're going to add your sessions, and it's not going to be that difficult. You're going to go to the Add tab, and it's basically going to ask, do you want multiple sessions? And if it's any course that meets more than once, yes. You're going to click on that. The session date, I'm just going to use today as the start date, which is Tuesday, October 4th. This allows you to choose the time and the duration of the course. Not that crucial for what we want to do. But down here, what's the last day of classes? So we're going to go 7 Tuesdays from now, which is going to be November 15th, I believe. So it gives me the option of choosing that date and, of course, that month. And we meet on Tuesdays, so we're going to record that. Frequency, keep it 1 a week, or if it, basically for the purpose of this demonstration, it's going to meet once a week. And we're going to click Add Session, and we're going to hit Continue. I apologize. We're going to go back to, we're going to click Sessions. And as you see there, your 7 sessions have shown up. October 4th, October 11th, October 18th, and so forth. Again, the time, the duration is not crucial. You can put that in there if you want, but really we're just asking you to basically record. So it's the first week. You've had your first class session, and you want to record who was there. Under Actions, you're going to go to the green little icon. It says Take Attendance. You're going to click on it, and your students are going to show up, and you're going to be able to do the plea, the present, late, excused, or absent. So Mr. Cummings was present, Mr. McFly was late, Mr. Spicoli was late, and you can add a comment if you want. He brought a pizza. We'll see how many people know my popular culture reference. Rosalie Hotsy Totsy was absent, and Rip Van Winkle was late because he overslept. And so we'll record that just in case, you know, you may want to see some trends from the remarks. I'm going to click on OK. and the action has been successfully taken. Continue. So it's week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. We can do that. But at this point, that's all we've got for week 1. So we'll go back to my home page. So if you go to report, there you're going to see all your students with exactly what they got for that day and the beginning of their grades for the points, 2 points clearly for being there, 1 for absent, for late. But you now have that recorded, and if you do all sessions, that'll show for all 7 weeks. So that is basically how you'll use your attendance function. And again, you'll just always do it by clicking on it here in this first week.